My name is Sydney. I am 28 years old. I have a fiancé. His name is George. He is 33 years old. George is kind, funny, and handsome. He makes me feel special. We plan to marry soon, but now everything feels uncertain. George looked serious. He said, "I cannot live like this anymore, Sydney. I cannot live with your mother in this house." I froze. I looked at him and said, "She has nowhere to go, George. She is my mother." He said, "I understand, but I feel like a visitor in my own home." My heart began to beat fast. I loved George. I loved my mother, too. George said, "You must choose, Sydney. It is me or your mother." "I cannot believe what I just heard," I said. "Are you serious, George? Are you really asking me this now?" He nodded. He said he could not stay here if she stayed, and that he needed a real home. George took his keys and said, "Think about it. I need your answer soon." Then he left. The door closed behind him. I sat at the table. My mind felt empty. If I chose George, my mother would be alone. She had no money, no place. If I chose my mother, I would lose the man I planned to marry soon. My eyes were full of tears. I cleaned the kitchen, but my hands shook. I dropped a cup. It broke loudly. My mother heard the sound. She walked in. She said, "Sydney, are you okay?" I tried to smile. I said, "I am fine, Mother," but my voice sounded weak. My mother looked at me. She said, "It is about George, isn't it?" I nodded slowly. I said, "George wants you to leave the house." My mother stayed quiet. Her eyes looked sad. She finally said, "If this is what you want, I can go, Sydney." Her words hurt my heart. I said, "No, I do not want you to leave." My mother said, "You have a future with George. He is going to be your husband." I shook my head, but my mother said nothing. She just looked tired. Later, I called my friend. When she answered, she said, "Sydney, your voice sounds scared. What is happening?" I told her everything, the fight, the choice, the fear inside my chest. She said, "Sydney, love does not ask you to choose like that." I said, "But I love George. He is my fiancé. We plan our future." My friend said, "Future with who? The man he is or the man you think he is? Talk to your mother. She knows something." My mother sat alone in the living room. She said, "I packed a few things, Sydney. I do not want more problems here." I said, "No, Mom, do not pack anything yet." My mother looked at me sadly. She said, "I only want you to be safe and happy." I said, "Mother, what do you mean? Is there something you are not telling me?" She said, "Not now. It is not the right time." My heart beat fast. "Mother, please, I need to know what is happening." She stood up and said, "Soon, Sydney, I promise you, soon." That night I could not sleep. My heart felt heavy. I wanted to talk to my mother, but I was afraid. The next morning, I went to my mother's room. I said, "Mother, please sit. We need to talk again." She said, "Sydney, some things are dangerous to say right now. I will tell you when it is safe." Safe? Why did we need safety in our own home? Before I could ask more, we heard a knock. It was our neighbor, Mr. Wilson. He said, "George left early this morning. He looked angry." My mother and I looked at each other. I thanked him. He left. My mother closed the door behind him. She said, "Sydney, please, do not talk to the neighbors about George right now." I asked again, "Mother, what are you hiding?" She said, "I am not hiding from you. I am protecting you. You just do not see it." I felt tears in my eyes. Protect me from my own fiancé? I could not stay inside anymore. I put on my jacket and walked outside. When I returned home, I heard my mother's voice. I opened the door. She was talking on the phone. She said, "Yes, I understand. I will not say anything." I stepped into the room. She ended the call and hid her phone. I said, "Mother, who was that?" My mother shook her head. She said, "Sydney, please, I will tell you soon. Not today." I felt hurt. I said, "Mother, I cannot wait anymore. Please tell me the truth today." My mother said, "George is not safe. He is doing something dangerous, something illegal." I could not breathe. I said, "Illegal, Mother?" "No, George works at the shipping company. He is a good man." She shook her head. She said, "That is what he told you, but I heard the calls myself." She walked to her closet and pulled out a brown envelope. She opened it. Inside, I saw money wrapped with black tape. There was also a list of names written with numbers. I did not understand. I said, "Mother, where did you find this? Why is it in our house?" Mother said, "I found it in George's drawer. I was not looking for anything. It fell." My heart stopped. She continued, "That night, George talked on the phone about fast delivery. I heard him late at night, but I thought it was a normal work conversation." I said, "Mother, why did you not tell me before? Why wait until now?" She said, "Because I needed proof. So I talked to a detective yesterday." I froze. I said, "A detective? Mother, you went to the police?" Mother nodded. She said, "His name is Mr. Conway. He told me George is under investigation." I said, "Mother, this can ruin his life and ours too." Mother said, "Sydney, George is dangerous." Before I could answer, we heard a car door slam outside the house. My mother said, "That is him. Hide the envelope quickly." I ran to my room and hid it under my clothes. George walked into the house. He said, "Sydney, you are home. Good. We need to talk right now." George looked at my mother. He said, "Why are you still here? I thought you were leaving today." My mother said, "I am not leaving yet." George smiled and said, "You should. Things will get ugly if you stay longer." I stepped closer to him. I said, "George, stop. Talk to me. What is going on?" He said, "What is going on? Your mother is making problems again." I said, "Then tell me the truth. Why are you trying to throw her out?" George looked at me angrily. He said, "Because she lies. She wants to destroy us." My mother said, "I know about the drugs, George. I heard everything." George froze. He said, "You should have kept your mouth shut." I said, "George, what did you do? Please talk to me. I need the truth." George shouted, "Where is the envelope? Where did you put it, Sydney? Give it to me now." I could not breathe. My mother said, "She does not have it. Leave her alone." George raised his hand like he might push her. I shouted, "George, do not touch her!" Suddenly, loud knocks hit the door. "Police, open the door!" George froze. His eyes opened wide with fear. Detective Conway entered. He said, "George, you are under arrest now." George turned to me. He said, "You betrayed me, Sydney. You ruined everything." I cried, "No, George. You ruined it when you chose lies over love." The detective pulled George outside. He kept shouting my name until the door closed. My mother said, "It is over, Sydney. You are safe now." But I stood there crying. Did George ever love me, or was I just a part of his plan? I realized George did not break me. He only showed me who he really was. I understood something important that day. Losing someone dangerous is not a loss. It is a beginning. You can say goodbye to someone and still say hello to a better future. What lesson do you take from Sydney's story? Tell your answers in the comments below. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.